Broadcasting from the creation of time to the end of the world. Buckle up, baby. This ain't your grandma's Christian show. It's time to get down and dirty on Change for That.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Change for That. And Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Chester Proctor.
And I'm Kurt Tootle.
And I'm Cedric Thrower, and I'm here to take over.
On Christmas Day. So we're going to go ahead and announce it. It's official.
It's Christmas.
Starting next week, Cedric Thrower becomes an official part of Change for That.
Congratulations to me.
I like how you did that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to thank all my supporters for this moment.
Did you work on your acceptance speech?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Are you ready to receive your paycheck?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hand it to me now. It's my money and I want it now.
Well, you can
Zero.
have it. Yep, you can have it. You get paid nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Guys, it's Christmas morning. It's early. Santa hasn't even arrived at many houses yet in the West Coast. Disclaimer, don't say it. Don't say it. We talked about it in the after show, but you can't say it on the radio show.
It's the truth. Let's face it.
Hashtag true. If you want to know what we're talking about, you should be an Insider community member. You could find out. Don't listen to the Insider show with your children. Don't. Not the last one, anyway. Because we did talk about the sensitive...
It's too late to warn them now.
Well, they might not have listened to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not insiders.
Okay.
But we did talk about a sensitive issue that people go through with Christmas. Children.
We're going to have to implement a crying zone in Toombs County.
Yeah, if they listen to it, we might. We might. So, guys, everybody have a good Christmas so far?
I have.
Good.
Yeah, so far.
Did you get anything? What'd you get for Christmas? Did you get... Did you get? Y'all haven't opened up your gifts yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
No.
I haven't opened mine either. It's kind of early. We're here.
Mines?
I knew it was coming.
Mines.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys get everything you wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
So here on the show today...
What did you get?
What? I can't... We don't give gifts.
Oh, you don't?
Really?
Mm-mm.
What?
We give... We give gifts. Oh, by the way, our Insiders sponsor starting next week officially, though we've been giving love and shout-outs, is Community Hospice. So join us on the Insiders group. If you want to do that, go to our Facebook, Change for That Facebook page, and join us on the Insiders group, and you'll see a little link in there on that page. And we talk about it all the time, so you can join us. But thanks to Jason and the gang over at Community Hospice of Vidalia for sponsoring.
Great group of people.
So let's talk about, well, I said no, we don't give gifts. We do give gifts to the children, but we don't give gifts to the us.
To the us?
To the us.
Yeah.
My wife's birthday was yesterday. So her birthday's Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, and she doesn't like to celebrate her birthday. She'd be mad if I told anybody she was 31. She'd be angry.
You just told it.
Oh, no.
Chester, come
What
on.
will we do? She'd be upset.
She doesn't listen to the show anymore.
Oh, she's over the hill now. Heather, I'm so sorry. You have my deepest sympathy.
She will be mad. Listen, I told her for 30 I was going to do the whole black balloons and the black cake and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You know what she said?
What?
She preferred white balloons and a white cake. No, she said if I did that, she would be angry. And she would have. If I'd have thrown her a surprise party or something, she'd have been angry. She doesn't want any attention drawn to it.
So you canceled the party tonight?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, okay.
No 31 for her. Okay. But see, Ava's birthday is the day before that, the 23rd.
Wow.
In our house, you got Ava, Heather, Jesus. That's right. And Andrew was born back on December 7th, which is Pearl Harbor Day. So
December is a busy month for you.
it is. I'm the only one not born in December.
And also March.
Very good. How did you know that? That is weird.
If you're born in December.
If you're born...
He wasn't talking about your birthday. He was talking about when your kids were made.
Oh, you're talking about conceived. Oh,
Yes.
I got you. See, my birthday's in March. That's why I said, how did you know that?
Okay, so you celebrate your birthday and get a gift 9 months later.
Oh, I got a gift in March. Wow. I'm glad no one's listening to the show this morning because it's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's spending time with their families, I hope. All right. Well, all joking aside,
Or not going to church.
if that's possible. Did you guys cancel service?
We did.
We did not.
So today over at
New Vision.
Mm-hmm. they can go to church there.
10 o'clock Sunday school, 11:30 morning worship.
Y'all didn't even change Sunday school.
That's right.
Not a lot of churches canceled Sunday school.
God does not change.
Boom.
So God's
I wonder if
people
they're having
shouldn't.
service.
Boom. God moved just like that.
That's right. That's right. Did you see
Kurt?
Kurt's head?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see him bounce around like that?
Yeah, he bounced around. Boom.
like a bobblehead.
Boom.
He said God does not change. Mm-mm.
So what was that? The Wayans brothers, 2 snaps around the world or trips around the world and snap back. Anybody remember the Wayans brothers from the show, The Wayans Brothers?
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're singing.
And we're colored.
Give us a high five. Yeah, you remember that?
I'm offended by that song.
I didn't sing the colored part.
I'm glad you did.
I purposely dropped out on that part because I didn't want to offend you.
Okay, well.
Because I saw it in your face. You were thinking...
You saw that I was colored in my face? or you saw me being offended?
I saw you get offended in your face. Look how you twist my words.
Well, that's what we do.
Who's we?
People that twist your words.
Okay.
All right.
I knew there was a group of y'all somewhere meeting about these things.
Yeah, it's called Facebook.
Yeah. God, isn't that the truth? Well, today on the show, we're not going to be answering your questions, and here's why. It's Christmas.
So we're going to not answer their questions?
We're going to give you a gift and not give you bad advice.
Surprise.
That's right, isn't it? Merry Christmas. No, I thought today we would talk about Jesus. Kind of like you do around the table at Thanksgiving, maybe. I don't know if y'all do this. We don't do this anymore, but as a kid, we used to do this at my friend's house. We'd have to go around the room and say what we were thankful for. And I thought with Christmas time, it'd be good to experience... Are you okay, Kurt?
That wasn't me.
I thought that was you. I seen your hand.
Well,
that was the entertainer over here.
It was? It's okay. Oh, excuse me.
Please quit burping on the earth.
Get a bad habit of...
You did that last week, burped on the air.
I did. My bad. Okay, 2 weeks ago.
I get a pass.
All right, you do.
Throat noises.
Don't discriminate.
Don't hate. Discriminate? Is that how that goes?
No, don't discriminate.
What's that saying?
Don't hate, appreciate.
Appreciate. Yeah, I knew it wasn't don't hate, discriminate. That'd be wrong.
Sipping on the haterade.
So anyway, Jesus, I'd like to talk about him.
Talk about it.
So Jesus, I thought maybe we'd talk about what Jesus, a couple weeks ago when Kurt was building walls, you and I had some time, Cedric, to sit down and go over those things, that Tim Keller wrote in his blog about things that real Christians can't, or fake Christians can't answer. And one of those dealt with what's God doing in your life. And I thought maybe we'd spend some time this morning just talking about how Jesus has impacted our our life, rather, in the not just our ministries but our lives. So I can go first if you need to think about something. But if one of you wants to go first, I thought maybe we just spend some time today doing that.
I'll go first.
You always do.
The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Well, he held up the number 1.
Kurt's not going to be having church service for a long time.
No. What God has done a lot in my life over the past year, really. It started really the majority of it when I felt led to leave as a student children's pastor at Smith Street, and it was a year-long journey of me finding a church. It ended exactly a year after I left. I thought that was pretty cool, but in October I was called to pastor Friendship Baptist Church, and over the course of that year, I experienced a lot of self-doubt, a lot of am I doing the right thing by doing this? And even in the beginning, when I felt God leading me to do that, it had absolutely nothing to do with the church or you, Chester, nothing like that. I loved being in ministry with you and being at the church. They were like family to me, and I still love all the people there. But I keep in mind that when God spoke to me and told me to do this, I was getting married in about 6 months or close to that.
I think it started out at 6 months, and then she moved it to
we
4, and then 2, and then yesterday.
Marry me now.
I was getting married soon. We'll put it that way. But the student children's pastor was my source of income. That's how I was going to provide for my family. And when God told me to do this, I had absolutely no backup plan. And a lot of people told me that, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this without having something in the works. But I knew that was the right thing to do. And over the course of that year, it's kind of, how am I going to to provide for my family, for one? How am I going to lead a congregation of people that I'm 24 years old? How am I going to lead a congregation of people that have been in church twice as long as I've been alive? That sort of thing, doubting, all of that through the course of that year. And then,
are you 25 now?
I'm 25 now.
That's cool, because I was 25 when I took Austin in my first church. Yeah,
that is cool. But all that doubt, and I got called to pastor a church. I got married all within 2 months. I moved twice within 2 months. So a lot of change over this past year. But the one thing that God has taught me is that His plan for our life is always better than what we have in store for ourselves. And it's not about our own gifts and our own abilities to do certain things. But God doesn't really need us to be great or awesome at anything. He's already all of that. He just needs us to be obedient and willing to do what He's telling us to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned over this past year. The big glowing thing in my life is that God is sovereign and He is just, and He has great things in store for us, even if we don't know what those things are.
That's cool. That's awesome. Cedric, you want to go?
Yeah, this has been a good year for me. It's been a challenging year at times. Some good decisions made this year, some bad decisions made, some truths told about me, some lies told about me. But through it all, the one thing that has been consistent is God. And I'm just grateful and thankful for the restoration in this year, the healing that was brought forth in this year, the forgiveness that was brought forth this year. And, and also this year, I lost my mentor.
Yeah.
My pastor, who was my pastor, my spiritual father in the ministry, and also a friend, So it's been some good times this year. It's been some bad times, but through it all, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have experienced it all. Yeah.
You touch a nerve there with me when you said, personally in my life, when you said the people have lied about you. You said that lies have been told about you, truths have been told. I've experienced that this year too. Lies have been told and hurt, and then some truths have been told and they've hurt too.
That's what I said. Yeah, truths too. It's been some truths about me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's been learning experiences.
But the truths didn't hurt me as bad as the lies, though.
Oh, well, that's me too. Me too.
Really, because the truth was the truth.
Right.
And
I already knew the truth before it was told to me.
I told it before it was told.
Right. Right.
But but through it all, I thank God for giving me the heart that He's given me. Yeah. So that even when the truth had to be told or was told, it was good.
Yeah.
And even when the lies were told, it was good also, because all things work together for our good.
Right.
So it's been good.
Well, this last year for me has been pretty much the same way you guys are talking. The thing that God has really shown me this year is how there's been two things He's done. One has been personal, one's been social, in a social justice kind of way. The thing that He's done in me this year, and why I appreciate Jesus so much, is because this year has been a year where self-development or self-actualization, I don't know, maybe that's not right, but I've really looked in the mirror a lot this year, and I've seen how pathetic I am without Jesus. How dirty, how rotten, how down.
You're just now saying that.
Yeah. No, I knew that going into this year. I've seen it even more, There have been so many times this year where I've cried out to God and said, I can't do this without you.
You've been a crybaby?
Yeah, I need a crying room. And there's been times in the church where I've said, what is going on? More times than one this year.
And most of the time your members are saying that Sunday morning, right? When you're preaching.
They are.
What is going on?
What is he talking about? Why does he keep saying stuff? And then there's been times this year where I've with this show where I've said, look at how this show's morphed in the last year, and I remember being...
In the last month, yeah.
And I remember... I'm going to turn his mic off in a minute. And I remember being looking back and taking this show and saying, I remember having days where I wanted to, Kurt, because we've talked, days where I wanted to quit and just didn't want to do the show anymore. And you'd say, well, if you don't want to do it, let's not do it, but pray about it. And I'd go and pray about it, and God would say, one more show. At least that's what I heard God saying. One more thing. That's coming up. And so I'd do the one more show, and then God would begin. And I wouldn't say this to anybody else, and then people would come up to me, and they'd encourage me, and they'd say, we love the show. We love what you guys are doing. It's sounding great. Keep doing it. Even to the point where a couple weeks ago when I was in Atlanta, a member of the Georgia News Network team in Atlanta was driving through this area, clicked on a radio station, heard the show. I know him. He knows me. He listened to it because he knew me, and he said something about it when I got to Atlanta for the Georgia Dome for the games.
That's awesome.
God's doing them. We've got listeners in Atlanta to the podcast. We've got listeners in Florida to the podcast. Thing about it is we've got listeners all over the world. Some of them I don't know, but we have listeners in other countries that check out the podcast. And so it's important to recognize that God is so big. And that's what God has done this year, is He's shown me how big He is, how little I am in comparison, and how He can do so many great things for me and make me into what He wants me to be. And so it's just been a very humbling experience. But I do want to say that I get the talking
you're
about...
You're proud about saying that, aren't you?
No. I am pleased at what God is doing and humbled by Him. And so there you go. But there was a song that I was thinking of. And
is this Hairspray?
No.
Okay.
It's a song by a group called Brian Free and Assurance, and the lyrics right here, it makes me think about the lyrics about right? This is what people have done.
Long as I got King Jesus.
Long as I got King Jesus.
Come on,
man,
Kurt.
what's wrong
That
with
was me.
That was not you. You lie. Yeah.
You know what, Chester?
And I know you're going to tell me that
Vicky
Winans did that song too.
I just wanted you to know that.
I wonder who did it first.
Vicky Winans.
Did she really?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either. In fact, I found out that Vicky Winans did it one time looking for Brian Free and Assurance's version of it.
Oh, really?
And I listened to that too. I like both of them very much. But
it's good.
It's a great song. It's a great song. But I tell you something. I listened to that song this year when people did talk bad about me and say things that weren't true. Mm-hmm. I did listen to that song and get encouraged that it does not matter.
It doesn't matter
what those people have said, as long as I've got the King Jesus, who was born in a manger, who was born in a
placed in a
stable. Yeah, born in a stable, placed in a manger. Guess we need to be clear. Mary was not in the manger. What was that? That was the "you're wrong" alarm. Stop, Kurt. Kurt's feedback of his microphone. Hey, I didn't realize it was so late, but we got to take a break.
Change for that. We'll be right back.
This is Andre Christmas at the new Vidalia Ford, and we want your business. We offer no gimmicks or hard sells, just competitive prices on great Ford vehicles and top-notch service. We are proud to be a part of this great community, and no matter who you are, we'd be honored for you to come out and give us a try and meet our all-new management team. We have expanded our hours to help serve you better, including our service department, which is open Saturdays from 8 until 1, and our sales department is open Saturdays from 9 until 6. So come give us a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
A lifetime of love.
In such a time of personal loss, it's hard to remember the joy our loved one has brought us.
We thought back to our happiest memories of Mom.
Pretty soon there was laughter with the tears.
Let us help your family remember a lifetime of joy.
The lifetime of love.
Memories of a Lifetime of Love. Ronald V. Hall Funeral Home.
Every day, someone loses their flavor.
Hi, I'm Neil, and I collect paper clips.
That zest for life that would have prevented them from making a seriously boring decision.
Hi, I'm Teresa, and I'm sorry, did he say paper clips? That's amazing.
No, it's not. But what's truly amazing is the craveability that Zaxby's brings to every table, large or small.
That and paper clips.
Yeah.
No, just the flavor. Zaxby's. Friends, family, flavor. Indescribably good.
Did you know that you have an alternative to the emergency room when minor medical issues arise? The Acute Care Clinic in Vidalia offers primary and urgent care services with easy access to quality health care 365 days a year. The Acute Care Clinic accepts Medicare and most commercial insurance plans. They provide in-house x-rays, sonograms, and lab services. Our other services include DOT and sports physicals. Stop by or call 537-9488. The Acute Care Clinic, 1608 Meadows Lane in Vidalia. Your health, your time, our priority.
Back to the show. Change for that.
And welcome back, everybody, to Change for That. Remember, visit us online, changeforthat.com, or Change for That on Facebook and Twitter. If you go to that on Facebook, check out on how to become an Insiders community member. It doesn't cost you anything. You get free. By the way, we got a cool Valentine's Day promotion coming up once we hit the new year, where a couple is going to win, or somebody's going to win, dinner for two at a restaurant of their choice.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Elements.
Actually, well, it may not be in locally. It may be somewhere anywhere that they are. It's anybody.
Oh.
It could be in Florida. It could be. But I tell you something. We are not going to pay for you to go to Ruth Chris. I can't say that.
Ruth Christie's.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I went to Ruth.
It's not Ruth Christie?
No, it's Chris. It's Chris. Quit turning your head like that. Feedback's coming out of your microphone, Kurt.
Hold your head still.
Hold your head up. So, Ruth, because I'm going to tell you something. I went to Ruth's Chris not long ago, and the appetizer, I was not paying for this. It was something else. But the appetizer, there was an appetizer on there. Sounded good. Seafood Tower appetizer. Give me what's your best guess on how much that costs?
$42.
No. How about you, Kurt?
24.
No, it was 118.
For the appetizer?
What?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to go to Ruth's.
Well, now that's
Chris.
not. I mean, you can eat cheaper than that for sure. But
the kids menu for $55.
That's right. You get your own cheeseburger, kid. You get your own half a cheeseburger for $99.99.
Is there anything that tastes that good?
Yeah.
No.
Really? It was that good?
Well, we didn't order that, but I did have this.
There's no.
Yeah, but I did have this by recommendation. I had it was Chilean seafood, Chilean. It was fish, but what was it called? Chilean something. But it was fish, and it was amazing. It was about $45.
Was it $45? Was it worth $45? Really?
Well, when somebody else is paying for it, it's worth $45. Yeah. When I'm paying for it, no.
If you ordered that that's like 4 tanks of gas right there.
I know.
No, I'll stick to Zaxby's where I can eat for less than $10 and the food is great every time.
and they're also one of our proud sponsors.
Hey, look, I love Zaxby's.
If I do too. If somebody couldn't, but listen, if somebody had gotten us up there, and I mean, you wouldn't eat at a place like that if somebody else was picking up the tab.
Yeah, if somebody's paying for it, yeah, but there's no way I'd ever pay $120 to eat it.
That is so inconsiderate. Why would you allow somebody else to pay for something that you wouldn't pay for?
Well, what if they want to pay for you? You're trying to rob them of blessing you.
Yeah, see? Mm-hmm.
Especially if it was a corporation that has lots of money.
If Trump take me to Ruth's Chris, I'll let him spend it.
Trump could buy you Ruth's Chris. You could. He could. No, I mean, it was the GNN network was taking us out, and it was...
we missed this, Kurt.
GNN is also a part of iHeartRadio. GNN is owned by iHeartRadio. And remember, if we get 200 followers on our is it Stitcher? No, Spreaker. On our Spreaker account, because we're now on Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play Music has us now. We're also on iTunes. But if you get on that Spreaker and we get 200, we have all the other requirements met now to be able to apply for iHeartRadio podcasting. So
moving on up to the east side. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Sing about Ruth's Chris high in the sky. So anyway, that's going to be, that's going to be exciting if God sees fit to let iHeart pick us up, because that's a lot more exposure and a lot more coverage.
Yeah.
But guys, we're talking about Christmas, and it is Christmas. Merry Christmas to us if you're just listening or just tuning in. Here's the thing that I want to kind of address with you guys. Since it is all about Jesus, and we celebrate the birth of Jesus this time of year, and we know that Jesus was not born this time of year, but this is when we celebrate the birth of Jesus this time of year. A question from Pastor Greg Laurie came up one day this week, and I wanted to bring this up in the show and ask you, during the year, now he asked it a different way, but I'm making it for the year, but during the year, I want to ask you guys, have you been more, and I think all Christians should answer this, have I been more of a bridge or a barrier when it comes to people coming to Christ?
Oh, wow.
What'd you think about that this Christmas?
Honestly, I think that I have been both, possibly.
Well,
throughout the year.
That's why I said more of.
Yeah, I pray that I've been more of a bridge, and that maybe, hopefully, the time that I could have possibly been a barrier, God took it and used it as a bridge.
Mm-hmm. But did he?
That's the question.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's sobering.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it,
sobering.
Yeah, that's the statement.
Yeah,
that's acceptable in that. You could cry.
Yeah, I could cry.
Why? You need to cry.
I need a crying zone.
All right, we'll give you a safe harbor.
Yeah, but it's humbling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is because it. Think about it. I mean, you want to sit here. I know that I do too. I want to sit here and think I have been a bridge for people coming to Christ.
I has been
a bridge. I didn't say that.
I has been a bridge. I
said I have been. Did I say have been or has been?
I don't know.
You're a has been. Well, I have.
I never was.
I've been a bridge.
You never will.
I've been a bridge. I hope. But you're right. I bet you there are people who say you were a barrier to me. And I didn't even realize I was a barrier. May have been something I said on the show.
Well, sometimes you can be a barrier by trying to be a bridge for Christ, if that makes sense. Like you can,
leave it to Kurt. He has to be so profound.
Seriously, think about it. Like, just for instance, I know some people that, well, these people are in my family, but they know they are really connected with this person that has a gay father. Now, they are very outspoken Christians. They have made it their point to just hound this guy about his lifestyle and what he chooses to do. Now, their intentions are good. Right. But the way that they approach it are pushing this man farther and farther away from Christ. So you can attempt to be a bridge sometimes, but go about it the wrong way and actually be a barrier.
All right, let's talk. Good. Let's talk more about this after the break. Got to get these sponsors in because, after all, they make it possible. God uses them, and we thank them. And we'll be right back on Change for That.
Change for That. We'll be right back.
This is Andre Christmas at the new Vidalia Ford, and we want your business. We offer no gimmicks or hard sells, just competitive prices on great Ford vehicles and top-notch service. We are proud to be a part of this great community, and no matter who you are, we'd be honored for you to come out and give us a try and meet our all-new management team. We have expanded our hours to help serve you better, including our service department, which is open Saturdays from 8 until 1, and our sales department is open Saturdays from 9 until 6. So come give us a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
A lifetime of love. In such a time of personal loss, it's hard to remember the joy our loved one has brought us.
We thought back to our happiest memories of Mom.
Pretty soon there was laughter with the tears.
Let us help your family remember a lifetime of joy.
The lifetime of love.
Memories of a Lifetime of Love. Ronald V. Hall Funeral Home.
Every day, someone loses their flavor.
Hi, I'm Neil, and I collect paper clips.
That zest for life that would have prevented them from making a seriously boring decision.
Hi, I'm Teresa, and I'm sorry, did he say paper clips? That's amazing.
No, it's not. But what's truly amazing is the craveability that Zaxby's brings to every table, large or small.
That and paper clips.
Yeah.
No, just the flavor. Zaxby's. Friends, family, flavor. Indescribably good.
Did you know that you have an alternative to the emergency room when minor medical issues arise? The Acute Care Clinic in Vidalia offers primary and urgent care services with easy access to quality health care 365 days a year. The Acute Care Clinic accepts Medicare and most commercial insurance plans. They provide in-house x-rays, sonograms, and lab services. Our other services include DOT and sports physicals. Stop by or call 537-9488. The Acute Care Clinic, 1608 Meadows Lane in Vidalia. Your health, your time, our priority.
Back to the show. Change for That.
All right, folks, welcome back to Change for That. Anyway, we've got about 30 seconds. Kurt, anything you want to add on there to bridge building? You made it basically possible for us to be so radical and so believing in Jesus that we really find out we're being very legalistic and being like a Pharisee.
That's right.
And I think the end of the day, every decision you make, just ask yourself, are you pointing people to Jesus or away from him?
Cedric,
Amen.
welcome aboard officially.
Thank you.
Kurt,
I'm honored.
Glad you stuck with me, buddy.
Me too, man.
And who will join us in 2017? Well, it might be a woman.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Change for That. We'll catch you next time.